Okay, so now for those who are new to this group and new to this workshop, I'm again reminding you guys, those who have missed the beginning session of the yesterday session. So for the certificate of this workshop, you guys have to visit this website whenever we'll update on the WhatsApp group, and then don't go this time. We will update on the WhatsApp group. After then, you guys have to visit this website and go to certificate section. I guess you just have to do these things on 22 of April and 23rd of April. So go to the workshop section and fill your details properly, because this will reflect in the certificate. And then go to select workshop section, and this workshop section you will see the another options that is called EHCCI April workshop 23. You guys have to select that things, right? And after then you just have to register here. And once we will again update on 23rd of April, I guess 11 a.m. onwards. After then, you can visit this website again, and you just click into this option, claim workshop certificate. And after this, after clicking into this option, you just have to put your registered email ID, and then workshop section. Again, you just have to select that option called EHCCI April workshop 23 or something, new options. And then you guys can download your certificates. For better pin, just download the certificates on your PC, not on your phone. Now we have the day one today, and we have to explore on these topics. Yes, so email spoofing practical, investigation on spam and spoofed emails, and we just have to explore about the SPF and DKIM and DMRC protection, as we have discussed in the Hindi session also, because sometimes interviewers are asking the questions whenever it comes about the related topic like SMTP protocol, POP 3 and IMAP and all, and how how that investigation on email spoofing is going, and the other things also. Okay, and in the last sections where to complain, because these things are like very basic things, but if you guys are like totally beginners and those who are don't aware about these things, so for those peoples I will tell where to complain and all. There is one government websites. And rest of the students, for the day 2 we are not going to cover this, because we have in this workshop only 3 days, so we are going to explore on day 3, because from there you guys can extract some other informations, and you guys have to explore the secrets of dark web and the secrets of dark side of internet. Actually, there you can see lots of black hat things, and the real life practical data are there. So that's why I'm planning to take a sessions on the Tor browser, and in the last day, that will be like 1.5 to 2 hour of session, and we are going to cover the Nessus and OpenBus or Splunk, either two um, of the three options. Okay, and we'll try to find out the vulnerabilities on the websites, and we'll try to explore on the websites like in some attacks and all, like SQL injection is there, XSS is there, and CSRF is there. So we'll try to explore on these attacks. Okay. So these are the things. So let's start with this topic, that is the email spoofing practical. So let me just open the paint, and for those I'm giving you like a 2 minute of descriptions about what is spoofing and what is email spoofing. So I'm writing here is spoofing. And today itself, we have not a management team. So the Google form, whatever I have said in the last session or in the yesterday session, I will share that, or management team will share that tomorrow, so that you guys can fill that form. And we are planning to spread out and make a different separate group in your university's student, and we'll try to help you for getting the good placement and for reaching your goal, and the other guidance in the cybersecurity placement department, aptitudes and all and all. Okay, and those all things are totally free, so don't worry about those things. And if you are studying in the universities engineering like first year, second year and all, so I guess many of the students are facing that problems, like universities are creating some kind of pressures, like okay, you guys have to do these internships and this project and these assignments and all, otherwise your marks will be deducted and all kind of things. Okay, so for removing all those pressures and all, so that you guys can focus on your interest, by removing all your obstacle, all your academics, curriculums and all. So we are helping on that things. And for the internships and all, so we are providing the university student this time in the May and in the month of May and June. We are planning to give like open training based internships on the cyber forensics. Trainer will be different. We will soon announce for that. So stay connected in the Instagram and in the YouTube and the other platform. So you guys can do that particular training in the month of June itself, so that you guys can show to your university so that you have done the internship. Also, you will get some like theoretical knowledge on the digital forensics and all. For the practical exposure and all, I am there. I will planning to make some different programs for the practical exposure, right? So just remove the obstacles and just handle your academics properly. Just balance your academics. Then only you can plan to focus on your interest. If you're highly interested in cybersecurity and the other things also, in that way you can plan. So what is spoofing? So there is one another term called sniffing actually. Sniffing. So this time we are not talking about the sniffing. We are only talking about the spoofing. So spoofing means if you are putting some kind of mask, and just let me categorize the spoofing. So we have generally like 3 to 4 categories of spoofing. We can do the email spoofing. We can do the call spoofing. We can do the SMS spoofing. So I'm writing your email, call, and email. Okay, so leave it. Email, SMS, and call is there. Now, if you are receiving some calls from the private number, unknown numbers, and suppose that if anyone's want to call somebody's from like his or her papa's or father's numbers, brother's number, anything like universities, academics numbers, they can call, right? So that is possible with the help of spoofing. And actually, if we talk about that thing, the backend things, so there is one protocol called VoIP. So voice over IP protocol is there. So with the help of that protocols, we are able to do that things. That is the call spoofing. And similarly, SMS spoofing is there. We are receiving some unknown SMS from the Google and from Paytm and the other private or unknown numbers. Okay, this kind of thing. So they're putting some kind of mask. Suppose that this is my number 123 and I'm calling to some person's A, and my number is not showing as in 123. My number is showing as in 234. Okay, and this is the number of some person's B. So that is the similar things happening in whenever we are trying to spoof any SMS and spoof any call and spoof any email. So this time we are going to see the practicals on email spoofing, how hackers are able to do their things, and what are the ways we can do, and how we can find out if any spoofed mail we are receiving. And if you ask, like generally this time 90 to 95% of cyber crimes are happening and related to that crimes are based on the spamming, right? There are like loads of hackers, those who are doing the advance of spamming, advance of email spoofing. They are just sending a similar kind of interface as like Instagram and Google is sending. Suppose that if you are receiving a mail from Instagram and a mail from Google, and that mail is showing and asking you, okay, someone is trying to access your Instagram account to change your or to secure your Instagram account or a Google account, just change your password, something like that. But that is not an actual email from the Google and Instagram, because sometimes hacker wants to take advantage of your fear, right? So don't be a panic in that particular situation. Try to explore and analyze the header and go deep down into the investigation phases on the emails and all. Later on, you will find out, okay, this is a spoofed email. So don't panic and don't put any your real credential. So in that situations, like one of the cases I have received, in that cases, female students received a mail from Instagram that is actually look like similar as the Instagram, and then that email contains all those details and statements called, okay, somebody is trying to access your Instagram account to secure your account, change your password, and she got panic and she just put it all those informations and there to change the password and all, and hackers got the real password, right? So after getting the passwords, immediately they change the other credential and all. So you can't like recover your mails and all in an adverse situation. So now this time we are going to focus on the email spoofing. So now in this time, what is happening in the email spoofing? If you want to send emails from your university's email ID, your dean email ID, your friend's email ID to anyone's and all. If sometimes if you want to send somebody's email from like Slytherin official email ID, you guys can send those emails. So how to do that things and how hackers are doing those things? So generally, there are certain protocols and algorithms are there. I have said now some interviewer are asking about the those protocols, like what are the security implementations for find out or for authentications of emails, and also for that things we have the SPF is there, we have DKIM is there, and we have the DMRC is there. So we have to explore a little bit about those things. So later on, you guys can read on the Google articles and all about those things. Okay, so if you talk about the ways how we can do the email spoofing, so generally, if you don't want to track and if you don't want your email is going into the spam folder and all, you just have to use those script like PHP script and all in the authenticated server. Authenticated server means, let me just show you some demonstration, and after then later on we will discuss on these things. Okay, so this time I am using PHP script, and I have hosted those script in the 000 web host. You guys can do by your own. I will share those script also. Otherwise, if any old students are here, you guys can share the Telegram group link here, and just scroll down. You will find out those script. Okay, so we have automated that script by implementing some kind of developments and all. But if you want to do the same things by the script, you just have to host your script in the 000 web host, and you just have to change some minor things. I guess one of the videos is already uploaded in the YouTube, but that is also in the Hindi language. If you guys are facing some more problems for implementing this script, I guess this is the PHP mailer or the PHP script. So then ping me in Instagram. I'm going to be busy till like 20 and 22, 22nd and 23rd of April. So later on, I will plan a different sessions for the English group. And in the first week of May and the second week of May, we are planning to give open free lectures on the YouTube. And we are planning to separate a different universities group also for the Young Mind Revolutions. We have like 7 to 8 engineering college connected. So tomorrow onwards, management team will share a Google form. You guys have to fill that Google form in the behalf of the universities, the placement departments, universities, IDs, and all every details, whatever we'll ask. So you just have to fill that form, and we will try. Okay, guys, just give me 1 second. Okay, so yeah, you guys can fill that form, and individually, separately, we'll try to help you, like whatever your academics is going on. So how to remove your all the obstacles and what kinds of pressures that that universities are creating. So we'll try to figure out those things separately. In terms of coding, in terms of aptitude, in terms of interview placement and all, in terms of companies, there we will try to take a separate session on like how to apply from LinkedIn and how to make a good resume for approaching the security company. What are the list of security companies in the India, and what are the industrial framework that companies are using. So whatever the things I have said in the yesterday's session, if you guys are putting those details, then definitely your chances are higher to be selected in those companies. Okay. So here is the interface, and if you click here, like subscribe on YouTube, I guess these all sessions, whatever I am taking, these all will be uploaded in this YouTube, I guess, workshop session. Okay. Right. So in the sender name, I'm writing here, like I'm writing here anything student, no? Student. And in the sender's emails, I'm writing here Laksh 1234 sly@gmail.com. And in the subject, I'm writing here email spoofing. And in the receiver, you can write here anything. I'm writing that some dummy emails. And in the message, I'm writing here, hi, sorry, hi sir, this is just for email spoofing testing. So you can use any authenticated server, like you can use the SMTP2 Go server, you can use any other script too. So there are lots of things you can do. Email spoofing, and then thanks, and then hit enter. So it is saying like email sent it successfully. Just let me confirm in my emails, and then I will show you my mobile screen. And later on, we'll try to figure out the investigation phases and all. Okay, just give me 1 minute. I'm checking the mail. Okay, I guess guys, we have taken a Hindi sessions before taking this session. So we have used too many times. That's why my email is going into the spam folder. But if you guys want to test these things, just upload your script by your own in the 000 web host, or if you are using the domain, suppose that I am using the slytherin.co.in domain and EHCCI.in domain, okay, and I am uploading that script into that particular server, then it will not go to your spam folder and all. Even sometimes if you are uploading the into the workshop, sorry, 000 web host server, it will not go into the spam folder. Okay, so the more authenticated server you are using for sending the email, the more chances will be higher. It will not go to the spam folder. Okay, I'm sharing my mobile screen. Okay, let me just open, I guess. Okay, other things I am receiving in the spam folder, but I have tested in the previous time before taking that classes and all. So these things are going into the spam folder. That's why I have said, like, if you are using this, just don't public these things. And if you are publishing these things, so use the authenticated server. Otherwise, you can use the SMTP2 Go also. That is also fine. And some organizations are using for the genuine purposes, but if you want, you can use this for the spoofing purpose. So let me go to the inbox section, and we have tested here, and now you can see email is received, and this is showing like, hi sir, this is a email spoofing testing and thanks and all. Okay, so if you're seeing these emails in a mobile phone, it is hard to find out like whether it is like a spoofed email, or whether it is a genuine email or not. Okay, so and so sometimes if you are doing these attacks, and if you are sending these emails through SMTP to Go, if it is possible, and if that is working fine, then that will show you the exact image, that will fetch the image from the Gmail server and all. So that will be the more authenticated, but it is also authenticated if you're using the proper server. Okay, so now if you're getting this kind of server, how to find out where this is a spoofed email and this is not a spoofed email and all. So for those things, just go to this three dot option and go to the show original option, and you will see here is the three authentications are there. One is called SPF is there. Sometimes before I'm talking about these protocols, DMRC is there, DKIM is there. Okay, and it is showing as a none with the IP is this. That means SPF is stand for Sender Policy Framework, right? And if anyone asks you like what are the authentication behind checking and checking the proper mails and all, and the authentication protocols are, so you can tell anybody like, okay, three protocols are there: SPF, DMRC, and DKIM is there. Okay, so let's just verify and analyze this header, and then we'll talk about those protocol. Copy this link and go to email header analyzer. I'm sending this link to. Click on the header, analyze the header above. Okay, yeah. So after analyzing this, you are properly able to see this. like in SPF it is showing like none, and in the DMRC option it is showing as in fail, and DKIM it is showing nothing. Okay, so other things you can see like from where it has come, like you can see that it is showing like 000webhost.io is there. If you have used some other direct PHP mailer script, and if you have used directly SMTP to Go server, then it will detect and it will show you, okay, this person is using the SMTP to Go and all. So you guys can clearly try to find out, okay, this is a fake or not. So every time if you are seeing any of these things like SPF, DMRC and DKIM is showing as an fail, then be careful, because that may be a spoofed email. Okay, then the other details, protocols and the other servers, you guys can see these things. Now just let me open some real mails and let's see how SPF, DMRC and the other things are. Suppose that I am opening this Google and click into this show original option, and yeah, you guys can see SPF is passed with this IP address, DKIM is passed with the domain account this, because DKIM stands for domain key identified mail, right? So that means it is something related to the domain, and if we have already configured in our server with that particular domain, then only it will show as in pass. And DMRC is nothing but it's a kind of dual privacy and dual cross check, we can say in simple words. Now let's understand a little bit more about SPF, DKIM and DMRC, so that we can try to figure out, okay, what is actually SPF and DKIM and DMRC in simple words. Okay, so I'm going to open these things, and let's just copy these things also and try to find out whether it is showing what things. Okay, just go to the analyze another header. Okay, in the SPF section, you guys can see it is showing as none. Why none? Because SPF is generally deals with the authenticated sources, actually the IP address. If you have configured those server as an authenticated IP address and the authenticated server and the source, then it will show as in pass. Give me 1 minute, I will explain again. So yeah, in this time you can clearly see if you are receiving the genuine mail, then SPF is showing as in pass with the proper authenticated IP address. So that's why I am saying, okay, let's just clear these things parallelly. Okay, so SPF means sender policy framework, right? Okay, what is this policy framework? So this is some kind of protocol we have to configure in the server side. If you are the network administrator, or if you are working as a security analyst, so for implementing the security, suppose that if I talk about our company, so Slytherin is the website, and we have the vulnerabilities of these things. So if somebody is asked to, if somebody is want to send some spoofed email by using our email ID, they can send. Why? Because we don't have implemented that DKIM and SPF protocols and DMRC protocols and all. Okay, so for that reason, so SPF is generally dealing with the authenticated IP address. So if we are allowing that server IP address, okay, this is the authenticated server IP address, and my email ID slytherin.co.in. So whatever the email ID is going through that mail ID, so make sure that Gmail server will verify whether it has maintained as an SPF records or not. Okay, DKIM records or not. So if you have already configured, okay, this IP is registered as an SPF, and that Gmail server can verify. So in that case, we are successfully able to bypass those. What is DKIM? DKIM stands for domain key identified mail. So it is using some kind of digital signature. Suppose that we have to send some kind of email, and we want to be make sure it is authenticated, so we are putting some kind of mohar here. Okay, so similar to that, it is using some private key and the public key. Based on those keys, it is checking the digital signature and authenticated, it is coming from the authenticated domain or not. So for those things, we have to also configure in our server side. If I'm configuring these things in my server, then if anybody are using our mail for spoofing and all, so Gmail server will verify, okay, DKIM is verified and maintained in the domain server. So that will cross check only it is going and coming from that server where we have uploaded that website, and where we have implemented the DKIM, then only it will cross check, otherwise it will fail these things. So in the conclusion, what is SPF and what is DKIM? So SPF means basically it is SPF is actually dealing with the sources, which sources and which authenticated IP address it is coming. So for that, we have to configure our server IP address for that particular email ID and for the domain. And for DKIM, it is using some kind of digital signature by checking with the private key and public key, so that it is coming from the authenticated domain. So domain name itself defines it, right? So what is now DMRC? Okay, so DMARC. So as I have said, DMRC is actually dealing with the dual kind of security, and it stands for the domain-based message authentication reporting. And okay, leave it. I'm not writing the full form and all. You guys can read the articles about these protocols. Okay, so domain-based message authentication reporting and conformance, DMARC. Right. So this protocol is actually a twice cross-checking of the SPF and DKIM protocol. So if DKIM and SPF is found to be correct, it will again cross-check with some other kinds of alignment and all, and it will show as a pass. So now, what are the ways to bypass these things? So if you want to bypass these things, generally hackers are using the server to send the spoofed email. So that's why I have said, if you are using the server, suppose that if you have hosted in your JAM server and by using the ng-rope and all, if you are sending the email, then in that case, it will be the high chance then that your mail will go to the spam folder. Okay, so but if you are using the authenticated server, if you are purchasing the domain and if you are hosting that PHP file and all, so in that case, you will be successfully able to do the email spoofing. Otherwise, use the other mailing server, direct mailing server. If you are able to get those things freely, SMTP is allowing the free services, SMTP to go actually. Otherwise, you can find out the other mailing. I guess there are 2 to 3 mailing server are there. I am forgetting the name. So fine, we have concluded the like how we can do the email spoofing, how hackers are doing the email spoofing. For this script and for this link, I will share these things, but try to figure out by your own, because we have tested too many times these things. So that's why it is sending the email, or after some time, so after 2 to 3 days of time, if you are trying with this link, maybe it will work. Otherwise, I will share the PHP link or PHP script. You can use those links. This is clear to all? Yeah, it is in recorded mode, and I will upload this because yesterday's session we don't have the some meaningful and informative session, so that's why I have not uploaded. Otherwise, I will upload in this videos in the playlist. I guess we have the workshop session. Okay, not a workshop. Okay, yes, he say workshop 2023 is there, so there will be another playlist I will make, and yes, he say April workshop 23. Okay, you guys can check out just after this session. Now, coming back to the reporting portal and all. So those who are totally beginners, now coming back to the basic things, like if any cybercrime happens and where to report and how to do how to take actions and the other things. I'm showing you a government portal, that is cybercrime.gov.in, and basically just keep in mind, if you are giving and if you are reporting in these portals, don't take it as a serious note, okay? Because they will not work. Even you will not get any reply from there until and unless your case is very, very serious. If your case is something related to the financial fraud and all, in that case, if you are reporting by calling on 1930 is a calling number, you guys can call on that number. Yeah, this is the calling number 1930, and within 48 hours, you guys can aware all the peoples and all the friends and other peoples located in your area about these things. Okay, so here is a section called file a complaint. So you guys can select here file a complaint, I accept, and you guys can report. For the women and child, there is another section, and report the cybercrime, there is another section. So you guys can, if you want to report anonymously, you guys have to go to here and all those details, suspect details, submit all those details, like complaint and the incident detail and the suspect details and the preview and submit. So after submitting this complaint ID, you will get a PDF and a complaint ID. So if you are like communicating with the cyber cell or the local police station, or even sometimes you guys are contacting us, so make sure at first go to these websites and do a proper complaint. And if you have the proper cyber complaint ID, then with that complaint ID, contact us, right? You guys can do that thing. So this, I am sharing this link too. But as I have said, so don't take it as a serious, because this time the reality of India is that like no one is taking us on a serious note in this cyber world, until unless you are not creating some kind of pressure by NGO and the other things. Otherwise, you guys can visit here also. We will try to create some kind of pressure, and if that is if we'll consider that is under us and we can do anything on that particular cybercrime, we'll try to figure out. Go to question section. In a question section, there is two options are there. One is called consultation and the second one is called complaint phone. But make sure if you are complaining us also about any cyber complaint, make sure you have the proper complaint ID, because whenever our team will contact you, we will ask you the complaint ID. Okay, so you just have to put your name, WhatsApp number, and if you want to consult in any particular ways, you guys can fill these things, but don't fill this for a now, because if you want to ask about and if you want to talk about anything like career roadmap and all and what to do this kind of thing, so after this workshop I'm going to take a separate session, and tomorrow onwards I guess management team will share some another different Google form for the different separate universities. So I will connect separately universities also, and later on we will talk. So for those things, for communicating and the other things, you have my public Instagram, public WhatsApp numbers and the Instagram ID too. So you guys can contact. Otherwise, if anything serious, if you want to consult in some different topics and all, and any serious issues and all, you guys can put here a message and just submit these things. Okay. So I guess these things are clear to all. Now we have the 10 minutes remaining. So if you guys have any kinds of doubts, if you guys want to ask anything, you guys can ask. Yes, attendance is in tracking mode. So after this session, I will share the report. So tomorrow, actually, we will explore on the dark web. So we will explore on the Tor browser. Actually, these things are very basic things, I know, but I don't know even like how many people are here in are totally professionals and they have already done so many kind of things in hacking. And I don't know how many people are here are totally beginners. Even they don't know about the hacking and all. They just have the interest and they just want to switch into this domain, cybersecurity. So for that purposes, I am going with a in my ways. Sir, won't spoofing be illegal or it can be used for the educational purposes? Yeah, actually, I'm showing you like how hackers are doing those things. Actually, this is the illegal things, and whatever the things like I guess in the tomorrow session, I'm going to show you some dark web things like where the data leaks are there. We are hearing now Truecaller has leaked the data, and Facebook has leaked the data, and Domino's had leaked the customers' data, and also where those data got and where we can find out the secrets, credentials, and the dark side of internet. So we need to know and explore those things, because for stopping and for investigating on the black hat things and black hat related cyber crimes, we just have to know like how those hackers are doing all those things. Like I'm talking about the carding and also how hackers are doing those things, and how hackers are doing the CCTV camera hacking and the post exploitations, remote explosion. So those kind of things, if are able to do those practicals, then only we can find out, okay, I think those hackers are missing these points. Sometimes if you're using the MAC ID, if you're using the VPN, but if you're using the free VPN and free proxy, your DNS leak is maybe disclosed. So some few things are more. As an investigator, you will find out those things. So can you explain about the DMRC protocol? Okay, give me 1 minute. I will explain. It is mandatory to set up the VPN before visiting the dark web. Yes, because it is not necessary. Later on, like tomorrow classes will explore on these things. Basically, dark web is nothing but an anonymous server. And how it is started? It is started like suppose that you and me wanted to communicate and share some information privately. We just don't want like anybody can see us and anybody can track us. Okay, so we just we just put out sorry take out some informations and data and all, and we just have put it some information in an anonymous server, and that server is actually hosted in where we don't know itself. Like okay, so expanding those networks, this time we can call the Tor browser. So it is not necessary to use the Tor browser to use the dark web. Okay, something like that. Manoj, I have already told now. You guys have to go into this section. Where is those sections? You just have to open the mail, and in the mail section, go to the three dots here. Like suppose that if you're receiving these mails, suppose that let me just open this. Okay, this is the spoofed email, right? So if you're receiving the spoofed email, you just have to go to this three dot option. In this three dot, go to the show original option. Here you will see all those details. If you are not getting here direct as an SPF and DMRC as an fail, so DMRC one of the students asked na. So see, actually now if you're deep downing, if you want to deep down into these protocols, I will share articles on SPF, DMRC and DKIM. Basically this time what is DMRC is doing, SPF is clear na, DKIM is clear. DMRC is just cross checking all those things, and it is checking some kind of alignment in a sense ki there are certain rules are there. If you have the knowledge of like that kind of things, like in a transport level sequence number are there na. So not exactly, I'm trying to tell you the concept behind the DMRC. That algorithms is totally different. Even I have no much or too much idea about those things, like what how that algorithms are working. But in a simple word, I'm trying to explain you. Later on, I will explain. I will share the article. DMRC is basically domain-based message authentication, right? And it is checking whether SPF is cross-checked and DKIM is cross-checked. And if two of those protocols is cross-checked, then with the extra features, it will check the alignment and all, and how that alignment are working and supports for the authentication. All I don't know even honestly. So I will share an articles. You guys can explore on those things, and later on you guys can find out the things. Okay. So for those who have asked like how to investigate, so if you are finding if in the header section SPF it is showing none or fail or DKIM fail, DMRC fail, then it means that email is spoofed 100%. Any other things? So can you please tell me more about the workshop, like how long it is, and will we have the class every day? So I guess Anchit, we have the 3 days of session. This is the day first of the workshop. Day 2 we are going to explore on the dark web, on the Tor browser, and in the day 3 I am planning to take a configuration session of Nessus and OpenVAS, and we'll try to find out the vulnerabilities in the website, because that is the industrial tool, and some website hacking attacks and all, like SQL injection and the CSRF and other attacks based on the timings we have. So we will try to figure out on those things, and after then maybe you have to give the test if whatever the students want, and on the 2nd of April and 23rd of April, you will receive the certificate, and that's it. So after then, our actual training will start. So my motto is to spread out these things and what our company is doing. So that's why we'll share a Google form, and we'll try to make a separate groups and in your universities itself. And we are trying to visit like almost every universities. So once you will put out or you will fill the details about your universities and all, we will talk with your placement department and we'll figure out. So after making that group, separate group on the first week of May, we are going to start properly for the in the YouTube actually for the free classes, and for removing the obstacle for your academics. And if you want to make a good resume, placement training, and as I have said earlier, and the other things like universities are creating more pressure on doing the internship with the companies, and for making the project and all. Okay, so me and my team will help you on those things from May and June. So after your semester exam, just complete your semester exam, and in the summer time, we are going to make some kind of project in the cyber security. I will help you on that things. So just keep working. The professional versions of tools like Bobsuit. Yes, Chandra, actually, these kind of things, like many of the students are requesting me for like any tools and all. Some of the students are asking me, okay, sir, just share this rat. Okay, some of the students are asking, okay, just share the professional version of Nessus and all. Yeah, I have, but I don't have the time to share that things. The main reason is that. Okay, anything to ask? Otherwise, we'll wind up. Okay, I'm removing the attendance. So that's it for today. We'll meet tomorrow with an interesting topic, that is the dark web and the carding and the other things and the secrets of dark web. That is the mastery of internet actually.